Chronicles.
What's good, fam? I'd like to welcome y'all to Brown Boy Chronicles, experiencing stories of 3 first-gen brown boys and 1 foreigner/immigrant brown boy just out here growing up in the States. We'd like for you to join in our challenges, our come-ups, our glow-ups, our struggles, and just overall our lives. We hope y'all enjoy. Welcome to Brown Boy Chronicles. This is season 2, episode 2. We're back again talking about family dynamics for part 2. This is Harvey.
This is Lucky.
It's KB.
This is Deech.
Yeah, welcome to the experience.
Yo, how would you guys describe your relationship with your parents? Because with my parents, I only tell them really big things, and if something happened at work, if I get an award or something like that, generally always positive things, because I can't tell them negative things. They're gonna flip that shit around and start getting concerned about every little detail. With my mom, I usually talk to my mom first and tell them, oh, this is what happens, and she's usually one that wants to know the most, and then my dad is just kind of in the background, I tell him, he's oh, okay, good job, and blah blah blah. He doesn't say good job, but he'll just do the head nod. That's the most acknowledgement I get. They never I don't know if they know how to verbalize good job. It's just always body language.
Lucky, you said something so accurate. He's just in the background. I feel like indie dads are just in the background all the time.
Facts, yo. My mom cares. She doesn't even understand half of the stuff. My dad probably understands most of it, more of it. Then he tries to explain it to her, but she'll just go on and on about I don't know. It's just kind of wild. But I was gonna ask you guys, how is it with your parents? Are you guys
Yo, just to quickly interject, I feel you guys all have it's mom is running the show, but I feel with my household it's complete opposite. It's my dad.
No, it's the same with me.
See that? Oh, okay, word. Yeah, my mom is completely in the background. It's literally just praise all day, and it's just wishing for our best. And then my dad's the one that needs to know everything and all up in our business and is aware about everything.
Yeah, I feel mine's not like that. My mom's always asking me or talking to me or text. My mom's actually pretty good at texting now. I'm yo, don't call me, just text me at this point. she just texts me. Is
she an auntie WhatsApp group?
Maybe, I don't know, to be honest. But no, she's actually pretty tech savvy for it. I feel like a new parent. She knows how to use her Roomba by herself and stuff. She knows how to print stuff. She knows how to Apple Pay and shit.
I feel most South Indian families are run by the father. All my friends, especially the ones I grew up around, they're all South Indian, and all of them are terrified of their dads. And it's just their word goes. It's a male dominated society for sure.
Yeah, I'm more terrified of my mom than my dad, actually.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, no. When Harvey's saying his dad, I feel when I say my dad's in my background, it's because he's more frightening to me, and it's harder to talk to him about stuff. That's what I'm saying. It's more male dominated, I feel and then it's easier to talk to my mom about stuff. My mom and my sister or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel they're just would understand more, and they wouldn't yell at me. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't yell at me for stuff or something. And if I have to tell my dad anything, I have to go through my mom. It's just way easier.
No, my mom's sweet. She listens, and she's good to talk to about more emotional stuff, but anything business or career wise, I always go to my dad. And I'm very, very, very open about whatever shortcomings or anything that I need help with or I'm struggling with. I'll say hey, yeah, this is not working out. I hate this job. I hate this. And then he's okay, deal with it this way, or it's not my problem.
Damn. But I feel South Indians are definitely a little more open than at least Northern Indians. I don't know, at least from movies and stuff, or Bollywood. I don't know if that's just me.
Yeah, they're a lot more involved.
I think it comes from an educational level. I feel the more educated your parents are, the more open relationships families have, and then the more fobby and immigrant not educated parents, they're the ones that have the more closed off relationships, more secretive and
What do you think that is?
I think it's plenty secretive for South. All right, let's just say for me, it's definitely plenty secretive. There's a lot of shit that my parents don't need to know, or I don't discuss. But academically for sure. My dad's a very educated person. My mom is too. But yeah,
I feel there's more things to relate on. If they're educated, at least they can understand general shit. Like, I can't like tell my parents, like, I don't even know how, like, an example.
Well, I mean, it depends, dude. I think it's like a little bit. Like,
You
my
probably
brother's a
can't talk
computer
to, like, art
scientist. Like, he's not
stuff.
gonna. Yeah, I mean, art stuff is visual. You can see it, and I mean, they'll have their own opinions on it. My brother's in computers, and my dad will ask him like basic level questions. My brother will straight up just not pick up the phone. He's like, what is this joker doing? And my dad's in like biochem and all that stuff. So like, it's two different worlds. But like, he was a lot more involved in our academics for sure, and like. He used to like search. You guys ever have that home access center for like grades?
Yeah, like Blackboard?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. That was before college, though. We had one in high school, and every single grade I got, like, I used to have the password, so I would find out first, and I'd spend all day trying to figure out what do I say, like, what are my excuses for my grades.
I would just change that. There was like, you know how you can just go into like inspect or whatever in high school. I used to just change that.
Yeah, but the parents have their own access code. I was using my mom's, dude. Like,
my parents wouldn't know how to use that, so I would.
If anything, we would show like KB in my case. I feel like I would show them on the computer without even showing. I feel like I would tailor that, like Photoshop that bitch.
Yeah, y'all got some like advanced like schools. We only had like paper report cards.
Mine was paper too, but Deej is like 3 years younger, so I feel like that kind of wave caught on after all left.
Wait, even in high school, you guys had paper reports in high school?
Yeah.
I feel like I had that freshman year, and then
we from the country.
Dog, I think we finally got laptops the year I graduated. I think we might have had them in 11th grade, but like we finally got like laptops for everyone. I think the tail end of my like college year. Like before we had like a computer lab, but then they like switched it up to like laptops per class. Like you can have a laptop cart.
Did you guys' parents ever attend parent-teacher conferences?
All the time.
It's so awkward.
Wait, would you guys go with them, or would you?
Yeah.
Wait, so like give a little bit of a gist of that experience.
Dude, it's just awkward. It's like, okay, for my case at least, I was pretty decent in school, and like the teacher's praising you, and your mom's just, I feel like my mom's just sitting there like, okay, like he's actually doing good, but like there's no feedback from like my parents, if that makes sense. It's just like they're just listening.
Yeah, they're just
to the
nodding
teacher.
their head and don't know. Yeah.
They're praying that she says something bad. The teacher says, they're just waiting for you to like.
They just need a little bit of fuel.
Yeah, on the drive back home, like a left hand on the steering wheel, right hand on your ear.
Yeah, they're like, yo, he does talk a lot in class. That's it. That's all it takes.
My dad would be mad annoying during the parent conference. I never used to go, like, right, he would just go by himself, and like he's a straight talker, like he just talks to anybody. Like the next day I would come to class, and like all these teachers would be like, yo, your dad is like blah 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 this like whatever, like it's like real lively, like real good conversation. Every single time I would come to school after teacher conference, though, my seat would be changed to the very front. He's like, my son needs to be sitting at like the very front of the classroom. So every single freaking teacher would change my seat to the very front. I'm like, oh my God. It's the most annoying thing ever.
God damn, yo. My parents never did anything. Like, usually my sister would go in like my behalf, and then like I feel like I would just listen to the teachers talk. I feel like it was never anything awkward like that with my sisters. I couldn't imagine my parents going, bro.
Dude, I still remember back to school night every single year. My dad would bring like a fucking notebook and sit there taking down notes of every single teacher, the whole presentation that they have on the board, the same generic shit. Then he'd come back and be like, "This is what you need to study. This is the book you need." Like, I was sitting there. I was
That's
like, you know what,
extra.
like, dude, it was extra in high school for sure. Like everything, just like a mistake in the home access center could just fuck up my entire week. You know, like if they put in the wrong grade or like the wrong number. Dude, that shit happened to my brother when he was like a senior or a junior in high school. One of the teachers basically like averaged the final exam into the entire cumulative grade instead of the last marking period's like grade. So the entire grade was offset from like an A to a B plus or some shit. And my dad just didn't like let him hear the end of it. He's like, "You fucked around. You did this. Like, this is why you got this grade." He went and my brother sent an email to the teacher and showed her how to do the fucking math so that he would have the A. And like, he was right. But this teacher was like, she went on a rant, bro. She blasted my brother to every single person. He's like, this fucking student's teaching me how to grade my class. I'm like sitting here. I'm like, yo, you don't even know the other back end of this shit. Like you mess up a grade, bro. You mess up a kid's life, bro. That shit sucks.
Wait, your brother was telling her how to do the math, or your dad on your?
Yeah,
phone?
my brother was kind of a dickhead too, though. I mean, like he had good grades, but like he was one of those kids that like, I mean, he still is like one of those kids, like he doesn't have to study as much and like he'll do well. Changes in college, but like in high school, especially, like he would sleep, like he would work at like night hours and then like wake up, go to school, do his thing, and come back and nap. So like all the time, my parents were on his ass for like sleeping bad. So anything grade wise would tick him off. Like usually like he was good, like he had like, you know, straight A's and like he was like top like of his class and shit. So then one of the teachers like put in the grade wrong and averaged it wrong. So my dad was like, dude, your cumulative is fucked. And I'm sitting here like, dude, like he still got like fucking 4 other A's. Like what the hell? Like, like it's good enough. Like, I don't know. I had a pretty colorful report cards.
Yeah, I feel like I was one of those people, at least in high school, not in college, obviously, but like in the high school and middle school where I could just not do anything. I could come home, play sports, game, wake up the next day, sleep at 4 a.m., wake up the next day at 7 and be fine, doing nothing and like do my homework right before and I'm chilling. Like that's all I did through middle school and high school. And I don't know about you guys. Did you guys have like a group of friends where you guys just fucking kind of
Copied?
Yeah, copied?
Yo, it was just everything was group assignment, bro. Like hardly we ever did anything. Like I'm like you, KB. I literally came home. I would just like either go to bed straight at 3:30 because I didn't play any after schools. I didn't do any after school activities or like really play any sports. So I just come home, just play fucking video games or watch like TV or go to bed and then wake up at night, like kind of like Deech's brother, and just dick around until 4 a.m. then wake up at 6:30. I'd be more energized because I got 2 hours of sleep than if I would get like 8 hours of sleep, because then it'll be so hard to like wake up from like a deep slumber. I don't know. It's just so fucking ass backwards back then. I'm still am though.
I definitely like copied through like tests and everything. I cheated on tests too. I'm not gonna lie. We had one friend, like he should not be in an AP class, and somehow he's fucking in this AP class, sitting in the back, right?
Bro,
and, like,
we did this shit in like Pitt too. Like remember summer classes? Just like, oh maybe we shouldn't mention it. We already graduated.
He's still trying to get a job, bro.
Oh, true. Nah. No, but like essentially, like we would do like essentially it was like group classes. You know, none of us like ever did anything individually. Like we like at least like in my major, we just like did everything as like a group, and then we just share. I was definitely leashing off every motherfucker for sure, contributing.
College is definitely a team sport. Like you need each other to get through.
But I had this one friend in it. It was AP US history. I remember this, and he should not be in this class at all. And he tries his best, so we actually feel fucking bad for him. So every test, like he actually studied for it, but he just like, we knew like off the first 2 tests he couldn't like do well. So every test the teacher walks around the class, and as soon as the teacher turns around the back, everyone just lifts up their scan from like our group just to help him out, just to see what
Yo, do you remember physics 2, KB? Like when we took that summer, it was just me, you, Rob, and Ishdeep, and we literally took finals.
Yeah, where you fucked me.
How did I fuck you?
Dude, this kid, I had a higher grade than him, right? This kid, what
did I do? I don't remember. I honestly don't remember.
Okay, all right. Okay, so I had a higher grade than him. Like after the final, like everything's done. He goes up to the teacher after the class or something, or like in a personal meeting, ends up fucking me because there's only a certain amount of A's you can give out. So I had an A, and I dropped to like an A- because of this fucker. Do you remember that? Yeah, you went to the teacher to say like to make her feel bad about something, you know, because you had like I think you had a B+ or A- or some shit.
Damn, I really don't remember that. Did I?
You fucked me over because I was like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
How much? I deliberately did not throw you. Damn, I don't really remember that. I don't remember doing that because I just remember us taking the final together, and I think you or Ishdeep had one of the questions wrong, and I was trying to signal you guys like it was like that's like the wrong thing, like you circled, and I thought that was.
But this was after the final. After the final, like when we got our final grades back, we had like our overall, and then you felt bad about your grade or some shit, so you went up to the teacher, or you
and dude, if I didn't do that, I probably wouldn't have graduated at 3.5. Yo, you gotta give me that, bro.
You graduated at 3.5?
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's not even that good. Everyone in my major, yo, they were like 3.9. Like every motherfucker went to like Ivy League MD program, like or MD PhD and PhD. Then it's this motherfucker. Then it's me getting denied from like Penn.
Yo, from a college, you know when you like you're a freshman to disclose your parents like your grades or whatever. I made sure I didn't do that shit. I made sure I never told them. I literally didn't even tell them about my grades or ever. I was just like, yeah, I'm doing well.
My parents, my dad still asked every single test score I got. And I told him most of the times, but like I would add on to it just because like I don't know, I'll get a C at the end of the night. That was my mindset. But oh my god, shit was stressful. I remember when they said like you don't have to give your parents like access to your Blackboard. I was sitting there, I was like, yeah, there's no fucking way you're seeing my grades.
I just feel like college is a little different because there's there's definitely times where everyone gets a fucking less than an 80 on a fucking test because there's usually a curve or some shit. And I feel like if you say to your parents that you get like an 80 or you get a 75, but it's gonna be curved, they won't fucking understand.
They're not gonna understand what a curve is.
Dude, I don't even think 80 was like ridiculously high, bro. Like, I mean, I feel like most of our averages were like low C's.
Yeah, engineering was hard as fuck.
Freshman year was like the worst, like academic. They push you so hard to like get the fuck out of the program. That was a shit show.
Dude, the first day in my bio class, my teacher literally told me it's okay if you guys get a C or below, like overall, overall for the class, not for like a test, just overall for the, like. Dude, I was like, what the fuck are you on?
Bio 2. That was like, I've never gotten a D in my life. That was the first class I got a D and I had to repeat that bitch. Yo, fuck Bio 2. Pitt was so fucking hard. Those like weed out classes, bro.
Yo, going back to like high school, did you guys go to prom? And like how was like going to prom and talking,
bro, that shit was
and talking
so
to
awkward.
your parents
I
and like
prom,
that
bro.
experience?
Dude, that was the most awkward fucking experience of my life. Cause I didn't even want to go, but then these motherfuckers voted me on the prom court, so I was like obligated to go. And like you have to do all these shenanigans where you have to like dress up, take photos, give her flowers. My parents like they're so.
Wait, what's that thing called where you have to like give the girl on her?
Corsage.
Yeah.
Dog, they were so pissed. They're like, why are we buying you $100 suit? Like, what the fuck is going on? And like, why did you like have to do this? And then like, it was just on top of that, just like taking photos with this girl. Like, my parents don't even know anything. Like, why are you guys?
Were your
like,
parents there? And like,
no. I just show photos. So like, it was just so.
I did show photos.
Dude, I can't explain like, hey, I gotta get flowers and do this and like go do all that and not show them. Like, it was just like I had to. It was just the most awkward experience. Fucking hate it.
I lied about like the whole experience. Like, I mean, I told them. I mean, I didn't go to junior prom because I was like, I'm not trying to deal with this uncomfortableness with my parents.
Facts.
So I just like skipped the senior prom. I'm like, fuck, all right, I gotta go to this shit. And so then like whatever, I asked the girl in like a cute way, like sign, like, you know what I mean, waiting on my car. Have flowers for her. But then like, yeah, I just told my parents I was like,
think about her?
friends and whatnot. Nah, like literally, like so, like yeah. I told my parents that like, oh yeah, I'm just going like with my friends and shit. And then like getting the whole tux. Like thankfully, like back in like high school, like I was in like this program. I was like commuting to like the more like bigger city like every day. So like the tux and everything, I rented it out like just secretively, like by myself. Like went there, got fitted, all that shit. And then like whatever, all that. But of course, like some girls like pulled up to like the gas station. My dad brings up prom with them, and then like they show like him pictures that like, oh yeah, Harvey's going with like this chick, blah blah blah. And like so he knew like the whole time, and like, but then he never really said anything to me. Because he's always just like, he'll know a lot of information, but at least he doesn't like become like upfront with it until like after the fact. But yo, that night was like so crazy. Like I got to like use like the Ramada too, like the bigger truck that we have. And like low key, like I was rushed because like after prom ended, there was like after party. And I was going like, oh, I'm going to go like chill at my friend's house, like a bonfire. But this is like the first time I'm actually like trying like beer. Like the first time I actually drank, right? But like as I'm like pulling out of the house, like I fucking hit the truck on like one of my car. You know?
Yo, I remember you telling me this at the Gurdwara, like the back of your mailbox, right, or some shit.
Yeah, this big ass dent.
Were you like? Is that after drinking like one beer?
No, I didn't start drinking it. I was going to the after party, right? I just got back to the crib, and like now I'm rushing, yeah. And literally something like I hit the mailbox, like something in my yard. So now I got this big ass dent that I got to deal with. But then like I came back home the next day. I just told my dad, like, yo, I think somebody hit the car like while I was at prom. Like I think somebody bumped into it in the parking lot. Like, I tried to park it away from cars, but I don't know, somebody hit it. But like he always like low key knows like something's up. Like he knows I'll be lying, but at least it's like just like.
Did you ever tell him the truth?
No, hell no. Bro, I really got hit sometimes. I'm like, yo, I think a deer hit my car.
What did you actually hit?
No, I got hit in the mailbox, like in my driveway.
Oh, you said, I thought you said like.
No, yeah, later on, no. One time I also, like, I forget what I was doing. I went into somebody's car and like at the door guy. I said,
Wait, what? Wait, what?
You're laughing way too much.
Yeah, you're laughing more than telling the story, dog.
No, I said like a deer. No. I said like a deer hit me, like, and I had like hit somebody's car, and then like literally like we got like my principal involved in everything. Yo, I feel like I got so many stories of like my car getting hit. No, one time I was like, yeah, I think somebody hit my car like in the school parking lot, like somebody slammed their door into it, and so my dad like approached the school principal and like tells him, and then like they start checking all the surveillance cameras. But the thing is, like all the surveillance cameras, they go like this, they rotate like from one side to another side. So there could be a potential position where your car gets hit and it wasn't in view. So like that was kind of the excuse. But in
wait,
reality,
what about the other car? Like the person in the other car?
No, it's usually just my car that's get damaged. Other cars like never get like damaged.
What?
I don't know how it works out. Yeah, that was like one thing. And then one time, like for insurance purposes, like my dad was like literally just like left the car in like the like grocery store parking lot. He calls his insurance like to finesse, and he's like, yeah, so it looks like somebody hit our car, like, and filed like a claim that way.
Going back to prom though, real quick, when you guys, you know how you guys go over someone's house? I never went to prom or whatever because I was totally fucking, I'm too awkward for that shit. Like that shit's embarrassing almost. But when you guys went, did you guys ever go over to like someone's house like before prom to meet up for pictures? Did you guys invite your parents?
Hell
no.
We met at like everybody at my school meets at like this park and like by this water and they take pictures there, but it's like all the like white girls' moms that are there.
Yeah, but they had to drop you off, so they didn't like know like
you're driving at that point. Like
oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yo, were you guys allowed to get your license at 16?
Yeah.
Yeah. I failed my permit I failed my license the first time.
I failed both my first time, but
even the written part, the actual questions.
Yeah, dude, I had to pee so bad during the test.
That's just common sense, bro.
Dude,
what do you mean?
Nah, listen, bro. I got a problem with taking tests, man. Like, I just cannot like any multiple choice tests. Nah,
I feel like you got a problem with bladder control. Now you're taking tests, bro. First, you're like, yo, I gotta measure out how many bathroom breaks I need to take before getting on this train.
Yeah, I honestly, like, it was a mess. But anyway, like, my brother, like, every time, like, it was like getting a license shit, my dad was like, you don't need to do this. Like, you're doing so badly in school. Listen to this. You don't need a license. Where are you gonna go? I was sitting there like, everybody else is getting their license, man. Like, what the fuck? Why can't I just like get my license? I need my independence. He's like, you might get your license, but you're not getting a car. I'm like, God damn, bro. Just
a lot of parents are like that, which is like it sucks. I'm thankfully like my parents weren't like that. So like, yeah, how'd you like finesse your way through?
Oh, dude, I got my permit like a month later than my birthday. And my birthday is a summer birthday, so I was already the youngest in the grade, like one of the younger ones. And like, I'm just waiting. And then I failed my first test in like January, and then I got my second test in April, and I passed. So I basically waited like almost a year to get not almost a year, like maybe like 10 months to get my license. But yeah, I was almost 17. It was right around the time like junior prom, actually. But my parents didn't let me drive to prom.
Wait, yeah, who did you go to prom with? What was your story?
I went with like friends. I took a date, but like they were like my friend at the time, and like for both ones. Yeah, both. Yeah, I went to a very white school, so yeah.
Did your parents say anything or make it awkward? Like, did they know?
They knew. Like, they were just like, "What the fuck, man? We're spending a couple $100. Your prom tickets are $100. Your tux is $100."
We had to pay ticket. Wait, we had to buy prom tickets?
dude. Our school was ridiculous. I think my senior prom was in like the Crystal T Ballroom in Philadelphia. I don't know if you know where that is.
You guys get it big, yo. We had like some small ass shit. Like I think it was like a goddamn like a Radisson or some shit. That's not even that big. I don't know what like a low class hotel.
Nah, people went all out, man. Like, I mean, we got like what's it called limo, party bus. I don't know.
You think that stuff's gotten easier for like the younger generation and shit now?
Definitely.
More acceptable.
Definitely.
What?
Like my brother didn't want to go.
Like having your parents like involved and all that shit. Like.
I think it was like fine when I was there too. Like I had brown friends whose parents were at those events. It honestly just depends.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like posting their kids like going to prom like on Facebook and shit.
Right.
Like,
I feel like a lot of like South Indian families are cool with that. It's just like our Punjabi.
No, that's not true, bro.
I swear, yo, like, maybe that's just like my biased
just
perspective.
Like a certain selection. Like literally, like so many of my like okay, so my two closest friends growing up, like they're both like Telugu and Tamil. The one's family was cool with it. He had a girlfriend, so he was like, they were like, whatever, like you do your thing. The other one just straight up didn't go because his parents were like, he was so afraid of like getting a picture like touching a girl. It was like showing his parents would find out, dude. Like I don't know. I mean, my brother, like he could have gone both times. I think he only went his junior year because he was like nominated for prom court. But even for that, dude, like he just didn't even show up for like the actual announcement of the prom court thing. He just was like aloof.
But see, even like you said, like your one friend had a girlfriend and like that was cool. I feel like that wouldn't fly with Punjabi. Like it would just be awkward still. I feel like Punjabi people just try avoiding that conversation. At least in America. I don't know about Canada. Canada's probably more normal.
I don't know what it is about you guys.
Why do
But
you
like,
think
I feel like
Canada's more
every single.
normal?
Because it's all Punjabis fucking out there, bro.
Yeah, but they're so fobby up there.
It's definitely
true.
not like as normal. Maybe like within like the parents. I feel like over there. I mean, I've only seen like videos and shit, and like what I saw like when we went KV. I feel like they're more close to like how our families are. Like your parents are very fobby, and the kids are like fuckers like us. Like,
Yeah, kids are straight fuckers. Yeah, it's so bad up there.
I feel like even now, like.
No.
Lucky, if you get a girlfriend now, are you gonna tell your parents?
Hell no, like dog. That's just like only like if
you're getting married.
Like if she's like the love of my life, and I'm about to like spend the eternity with her, and even then, like that's like such a big step. I feel like.
What are like the requirements for you to like open up to your parents? Be like, yo, I'm in a relationship. Like,
for me, it's like, oh, I'm ready to give her the ring type shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's how I am at least.
Dude,
like,
that's wild.
I don't think I can tell them the dating scene or like when we're like just like on the
how we met. How like like that's so awkward for me. I don't know, but it has to be like okay, I'm about to buy her a ring. I need to tell my parents type of shit. That's how I think Rav did it too.
Yeah,
I think they've been dating for fucking 6 years, and they finally told my parents.
Did Rav's parents already know? His parents, I think, are they're more chill.
Yeah, I think he did. I think
I know his parents. And his parents are like relatively Americanized.
Yeah, but like my parents aren't. Like, oh my god, that dinner was so awkward too.
Why?
Why'd you talk about it?
It was the first time Rav was like meeting my parents.
Yo, did he pull up and like say "Sat Sri Akal" and like touch their feet and shit?
Yeah, dude.
You got to, bro.
He speaks Punjabi, but not as well as probably like us. So he was trying to converse with my parents, and like the whole time I'm just sitting there. Like, my sister wanted me there. I didn't want to go at all because she was like, "I need your support." So like, pull up with like the whole family. So like me and my brother both went. But the whole time it was fucking awkward. Like, first of all, you know how awkward it is when you're going out with your parents as it is. And then another awkward factor is like, this is the first time they're meeting this guy, but like, they're just talking semi-Punjabi, semi-English, just like trying to converse with each other. And the only thing they're fucking talking about is business too. Like that was like the most awkward thing. Like, you know how you guys talk about like, with your dad, it's only business. That's how like the whole conversation went.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how else to describe it. It was just super fucking awkward. It was like living in like I didn't even want to fucking move. It wasn't
how did your sister like bring up that like, oh, like, yo, I have a man's in my life. Like,
this is what happened. So my sister texted me. She was like, yo, come in my room, whatever. She was like, yo, she was coming home from DC. So she was like, yo, come in my room. I'm going to tell my parents. And she wasn't going to do it like when I was in the room. So I was like, okay, call up our cousin too on FaceTime. Like, so she was on FaceTime too. So it was us three, me, my sister, and our cousin. And my sister was like, no, I'm not going to do it. So I was like, Mom, yo, she has something to tell you. So my mom comes up to the fucking room finally, and my sister just straight up starts bawling, like starts crying. My mom's like, what the fuck's going on? Like, she's worried over here. And I was like, she has something to tell you. So she finally fucking did after like crying. My mom was actually pretty happy. Then my mom told my dad too, and he was pretty happy. So like but the whole time she was just fucking crying. I was like, why are you crying? Like, why are you so this fucking nervous?
Dude, that's just a big step,
how old is your sister?
No, it's a big step, but I'm saying like if it's a big step, I feel like I wouldn't be crying. Like I'd be serious. It's like she couldn't even say the words that she had a boyfriend or whatever, that she wanted to marry this guy. Like I was like, at least like if I'm like at that stage, like ready to marry someone, like have the ring or whatever, I'd be more serious instead of crying.
We're gonna see.
He's also the second one though. I mean, the seal's been broken, so like you're good.
I don't know. It was still scary for me too. Mine was like awkward as hell too. I was just like, yo, so I'm like working for this guy. He's like my research coordinator, and I just happened to be like dating his daughter. Y'all trying to y'all trying to come over to dinner for Thanksgiving at their house.
Wait, but who did you bring it up to first?
My dad.
What did he say? How do you react?
He's like, oh, okay. I mean, like at that point, I didn't even like tell him that like, oh yeah, like this is serious, like this is like the one, right? This is like whatever. I hit my like 1 year point. I'm like, all right, it's time to like tell the parents. And like JM was on my backs too, like just like trying to like get me to like tell them too, because her parents were already aware of me. And it was just at this point where I was kind of like pushing it off, but then I'm like, fuck it, like I just told him it was over the phone. But then like he just automatically put the assumption assumption like, oh yeah, like this is gonna be like future like wifey. Like there was like no other question. Like,
but
it was already decided in his mind.
Why didn't you do it to where like you were ready for a ring too then, right? Like to give her the ring?
This is like a year in. I mean, like I knew, but like it's still like things could go who knows which way. Like a year is still never like that long of a time, you know? I forget what they say. It's like 2 years and then like 2 years, 5 years, 7 years. Those are like the big like points in life in a relationship.
Why?
When you like,
I'm asking, I'm asking the certified lover boy here because I actually don't know.
No, like, I'm just saying if you like, I don't know, no, it's like online, historically speaking, whatever. Like those are like big points in life that like you kind of like get past that year. It's like, oh, like pretty like set in stone. And there's like certain years become like certain breaking points.
I'd be so fucking scared to tell my parents before like the ring.
Dude, I feel like, yeah, if I'm not certain, I can't bring that type of pressure in because I feel like things fall apart. Like I'm not happy just because I introduced her. I'm like now forced to marry this girl. Like just because like the pressure is out there that my parents know of her.
I feel like you can't end a relationship at that point either. It's like, yeah, you gotta like go through.
Exactly. That's why I'm surprised you did that shit a year in. I thought it'd be like at least like after 2 or 3 years where like, yo.
No, like don't get me wrong. I was probably 99% like certain. You know what I mean? It was like if like something like horrific happened or something like crazy, something out of my control, then maybe like that was like I was probably at that point. I mean, I'm like I obviously like I'm different. I'm like yeah, like I'm like so soft and like I fall like mad quick. So like.
What? What? How do you even come? We're
that's a topic for another day. Topic for another day.
Yo, Lucky KV, do you guys like do your parents like put pressure on you to like find someone?
Dude, there's gonna be so much pressure because this
no,
sending the card now. They're gonna like sending the card. My parents are gonna like just because they're already on my back now, and like this is just gonna make it like even more severe. I should send it to my apartment. Not gonna lie, not even tell them about the wedding. I'm just playing. But yeah, there's a lot of pressure.
No, there's not pressure on me because there's pressure on my sister right now. Like everyone's like ready for like whatever like the wedding preparations are gonna be the next couple of years for my sister. My mom really doesn't mention it to me, but every time my sister came home for like the last 2 years, she's been mentioning to my sister. So I know like it's gonna be coming up after she gets married. But by then I'll be like 28. I don't know. Like that's around the time I want to get married. 28, 29, maybe 30.
Yeah, my dad and my grandpa have been bringing it up to me now. I'm fucking 24, dude. Like that's just whack to me. Like I mean, my parents were arranged, and like everybody in my family like
arranged. At what age were you guys born? Like what age were your parents when you guys were born?
My dad was 30. My mom was like 27 or some shit.
Your dad was 30? Damn.
And my dad was 30. Yeah.
Damn, they had you pretty late then. Out of like most brown people.
I mean, dude, like it's the same age gap for actually no, I feel it's like
no, my parents had me at 23, 24.
Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah, I mean my dad didn't come to America until he was like 25. He told me that once. Like, it was really good advice. He was like, don't freak out if shit doesn't work out right now, like for whatever professionally. Like he's like, just keep this in mind that like I wasn't even in this country at your age, and even when I came here, it took me until I was 30 years old to start making real money. So
yeah,
I'm pretty worried for when that shit's gonna come up because I mean. I think based on like my current family situation and shit, like my parents are kind of understanding that I'm not going to listen if they try to like arrange me. Like my mom would never like she always tells me just like go find a nice girl, like settle down, you know, this, that, and third. My dad, like I'm sure it'll be awkward if it's like not like a, you know, South Indian brown girl or some shit. And that too, like if there's nothing they can connect on, like it would be the weirdest thing. I don't want to have those conversations or even think about the hypotheticals.
Deesh, would you be willing to, like, let's just say your dad found a prospect. Would you be down to, like, meet her?
No, probably not, dude.
Really? You just
so
bro, but like, what if he's like baddie?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, that's what happened to me. My dad, like 2 years ago, he's like, "Yo, this like family, like this girl, and blah 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 blah." I was like, then he's like, "Nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that." I was like, "Man, let me just see what she looks like first before you like turn away."
You were actually
I didn't say that to them. I was like, "Oh, okay." But in my mind, I was like, "Damn, dog, you're not even gonna run it by me like first. Like, let me just see what we working with here, dog."
You were actually down for that though, Lucky?
No, I just wanted to see who the other side, who was like the person like that was trying to be set up with. Like I was just curious to see what she looked like.
Do you think they got your picture?
I don't know. Probably. I feel like the uncle knew me, so probably. Like I don't know.
The perspective behind that is like your parents like know you, right, to like a certain level. I mean, I feel like back in the day, I feel like the parents don't know us as well nowadays, but back in India and stuff, I feel like parents knew their kids like relatively well. So it's like the parents are like finding a suitor that they believe that will be most suitable for their kids. And like they honestly probably have like good perspective. They're like, yo, this chick will probably work. I feel like they're not just pulling a random chick out of nowhere or like, oh, this family has like this much money and shit like that. It's like legitimate like connection, because a lot of people do like get arranged marriages and then fall in love afterwards, which I think is totally like feasible and like that can happen.
KV, your parents are arranged, right?
Yeah, I feel like all of our parents are arranged, right?
Yeah.
Oh damn, I didn't know that.
Why, your parents weren't arranged?
No, they were definitely arranged.
Oh.
Dude, I'm South Indian Brahmin, bro. That's just like not an option.
Has your dad ever said about like arranged marriage?
I mean, my grandpa did when I last went to India, and I was kind of like, okay, well, I'm not coming back here for a couple of years. Probably like a decade. Cause like it was literally the last day. He's like, okay, so you're 22 now, and okay, so you got like another 3 years. I was like, go to hell. It's like that's a joke. Part of me wants to like drag my feet even more to get a new job, because then if I'm not like stable financially, I can't like be wiped up. Moves and counter moves, dude. That's what it is, bro.
Yo, Katie, what's like your relationships like with your like cousins and stuff? Like, are you like? I feel like you're pretty like you have like good relations. Like you brought up like how you guys called her up, like when your sister is gonna tell.
So my
all that stuff. So
my dad's side, like my dad's brother's side, like those cousins, it's really good relationship. Actually, even the other ones, it's pretty good relationship. But I'm probably more closer to my dad's side because we grew up together. We lived in the same house, like grandparents, my uncle, my dad. Like when we were little, then they moved to Canada, like probably around middle school. But like we were basically brothers and sisters. So
man, that's like a long time.
Yeah, but yo, they're fuckers. Like my dad compares. Like I don't know how else to describe it. My dad compares me, my sister, and my brothers to them all the fucking time. But they do way worse shit. They have more freedom out there. Like the stuff that they fucking do, like it wouldn't fly with me. Like if we did that shit. But like they're just wild. They just do their own fucking thing. Like yo, kids are like that age. Just
how often you see your cousins?
We used to go to Canada every year, but recently it's been like every 2 or 3 years. I don't know why. Yo,
what about you guys? I mean, are your cousins in America or India?
My dad's side are all in India. My mom's sides are like all in like California, and then like one in like Canada. But like my mom's side, like yeah, they're like kind of closer to my age and shit. And like the one cousin used to like live out in PA. Like we're only like 3 months apart, so we used to be like twins, and we used to like do hella shit together. He lived out in like Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, actually.
Oh,
like,
word.
Little Skies is from.
Nah, dude, it's the same for me. My dad's like side is in India, and then my mom's side is like they're within an hour away from where I grew up, and like we rarely see them. Like rarely. I'm such an asshole about this shit. Like I got a few cousins who I'm homies with, but like,
do you want to see them more?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, at this point, like I was a working professional, and it's just weird now because that relationship isn't as strong as it should have been. I think during like the developmental years, like, you know, the excuse was always everybody's busy. My mom would say quality time over quantity time, and I would sit here and I was saying, what the fuck are you talking about? It's literally like I haven't seen some of my cousins who live in like where KV lives in like 4 years. And even when I was in college,
I don't even know some of my cousins' names.
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous, bro. Like, you know, like that whole saying, blood is thicker than water. Like it's like, what the fuck, bro? Like you guys gonna just like reunite when someone dies or some shit? Like what the fuck? And that too, you might even just Zoom call in or some shit. Like I have a severe problem with the way, like, I mean, at least my cousins in America. Is there like familial
beefs, like within?
It's not even beef, bro. It's literally like how I honestly, like, I equate it to like, you know, money, like class, and then like how white you are, you know. Like I think that like my family's not as whitewashed, and like, I mean, we're all like we're comfortable. We live pretty cushy lives, you know. But like I have cousins in different brackets and shit. I associate it with that, dude. Like I think that there's a rift, definitely, because like our circles are not similar, you know. Like our social circles outside of.
What stops you from like reaching out now? And, like,
I reach out all the time to my cousins. Like I reach out to my cousins who are still in college and shit. I'm like, yo, what's up? But like it's literally just like a one-way conversation. And I mean, my brother, he straight up like, yeah, fuck them. Like like if they're not gonna put in the effort, like fuck them.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, like at least you're trying fine, but like they should definitely reciprocate the energy. Maybe there's not of that age right now where they're kind of.
No, they're of that age, bro. We've been of that age since we were 18 years old. I'd say I don't give slack to things like that. You know, one of my least favorite things is when people say they're busy. I'm like, because if you're interested and you want to,
you make
family,
time.
You make time.
Sure.
And I don't think that any family should go years without seeing each other, especially if like you're in the same fucking vicinity of like your major cities in the same. There should be no excuse. So, I mean, I always like put pressure on my mom, especially like give her a lot of, attitude about that shit. I mean, her cousins and shit too. Like I just like, I mean, our relationship is on Facebook. That's it.
Yeah. Do you guys have like family get togethers like Christmas time?
No Thanksgiving, no Christmas. My dad also is like never put up a Christmas. He's like very strong against Christmas trees. He's like, we're not Christians. So, like, we're not Catholics. We don't need to celebrate this shit. Every single year growing up, like, nah.
That shit's so pretty though, bro.
Wait, Lucky, what do you disagree with?
Oh no, like reaching out, like what you were saying of age, because I feel like now like I understand more. I mean, I'm not saying I still actively do it, but I'm more like aware, like, oh, I should like, if someone reaches out, like I'm more inclined to like, kind of talk back. Like, but like my situation is very different from you guys. Like my dad's side of the family is all in India except for one cousin who's like in Canada, and my mom's side, no one really talks to each other. So like they're all in California. So like the only immediate family I have are just like my two sisters. I was just curious to like know like what my cousins are, because I know my mom's one brother, his sons are like the same age as me, but I don't even know their names. I don't know anything about my mom's side of the family except for the biggest, the oldest brother, like my mama G, because he's the one that like housed us for a little bit when we came over, and we stayed with him for a while. And I knew his daughters. Everyone was just like always older than me because my parents had me so late. I was always like 10, 11 years apart from everyone. So like it was just like no way I could connect. And I remember in college, like the one that lives in Canada, like my dad's side, he tried to like, I think on Lordy, he was just like, happy Lordy and stuff like that. And I would just like say thank you, but I would never like kind of, I don't know, it's kind of shitty. Like he started like texting me about random shit, but then like I just like never really replied back. So I'm kind of like how Deech's other cousins are when I was younger. And now I feel like it's awkward. I don't know how to like pick it back up. Like I feel like I need my parents to like kind of reignite the conversation, because it's just so awkward for me to just send the first text to like, hey, how are you? Because I don't know like where the conversation is going to go. And I have never had a conversation with him so long, when he used to kind of like take me on trips when we were super little. So the whole gap in between makes it so daunting to like reach out and reconnect on, because like he's married, has his own kid. I'm still like 27, still a cocksucker. So like I don't know like how to like connect with him. And so I don't know, but I think I'm more aware that I need to reach out to the close family, like the blood family I do have, because like the only thing I have in America is just like my two sisters and my two parents. No one really else.
You got us, man.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, especially like family in India, it's like I don't even know, it's like, they care for like us like crazy. Like all my cousins, like anytime it's my birthday, they all message me like my birthday. Yeah. Like they'll hit me on WhatsApp. I don't know a single one of their birthdays. Like,
dude, it's the same. It's the same for me, dude. Like I mean, every time I go back, they're so welcoming and shit, and like they do everything.
I know.
They're looking at you like a green card, bro. I think that's what it is.
Nah, like I mean, from my side, it's like it's all girls. Like I'm the eldest, like male, right? So like I'm the big brother that they never had. But like Gorpri, like my younger brother's like really good about like family and stuff. Like he calls like my grandma, he calls like all my little cousins in India, like at least like once, 2-3 times a week. Like I don't know, that's just like him. He's like I don't know, and even like my cousins in like UK and London and stuff. Like he's on the phone with them and stuff. I'm like, that's props to you. Like I respect you for doing that and stuff. Like it's definitely more of a priority for him. I'm kind of like I don't know. I'm more like worried about like myself and my career, and then in my back of my head I do like want to reconvene these relationships like down the line, and hopefully like I stay true to that. But like you never know like where things go like later on in life too. I just don't want to be like, I mean, no, not to sound like self-conceited, but like I also at the same time like don't want to go on to like become successful and then have like all these family members that like I don't even know like what coming to me with like their hands open. Like that sounds like fucked up, but like I mean I worked hard for what I'm working, like doing and all this stuff, right? And like, I'm not here to like give handouts to everybody else. Like if you're willing to put in the work, like I got you and I'll like definitely give you like a hand. But like, I'm not here to like support like all these like long lost relatives.
No, I feel that, dude. It's like, I don't know, like when I think of that kind of stuff, like when I just spoke to my aunt in India, like my dad's side, I sound like a piece of shit, but I don't even remember what she looks like, but she like remembers me, like, you know, like, oh, you know, I remember you with your boys, so, like, when we were in India, and like we just saw so many people on my dad's side when I went like 15 years ago, that she's like kind of, I don't know, I sound like a piece of shit. She's just like, you know, like a blurred image. Like I kind of know what she looks like, but not really, because it's been so long. And the only time I hear
it's easier for an adult to remember somebody's face than you like growing up, kind of like remembering their face.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like a general thing. It's just like they are like very welcoming, and but for some reason I feel like it's just like because, you know, our parents send money over there, so they feel like, I don't know. I
don't think that's it, dude. I just honestly think that like.
Sometimes I think it's like the unknown too. Like they want to like hear about your experiences and shit and like what it's like there. But like
that's true.
I feel like when they come here, at least for my cousin, like my mom's side just came here. Like some of my cousins, like when you're coming here as an immigrant, like the first thing you got to do is work. You know, you got to find a work. You got to like.
You get slapped in the face.
Yeah, like they think it's like my cousins expected us to like show them everything, but like we're over here worried like yo, we need to find them an apartment, we need to find them jobs and shit like that, and we don't have time to show them. But it's been like a year now, and then we're like finally showing them around because they're like settled in and stuff like that. It's not like all like yo, like, and I feel like they don't understand that like we're not rich, like we're well off, but we're not rich to where we can just kind of do nothing.
Yeah.
That's
you
true.
take them to Times Square yet?
They went to the beach, like New Jersey. They've been to New Jersey a lot, actually. Like the beach, my dad took them. We took them to there's a huge ass mall in New Jersey, like it has like the amusement park in it, the Nickelodeon park in it.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty dope. Like the rides are actually kind of pretty scary for like an amusement for an amusement park. I love roller coaster. For an amusement park in like a mall.
Yo, I feel like if you put your hands up, like you're.
No, I always put my hands up.
Dude, you know what I am afraid of? Leave with spinal damage after every ride. He's too big.
You know what's funny? Some of the rides in Six Flags and shit, I have to take my shoes off because I'm too big. I'm too tall. So I have to take them off to be like just the right height. Like, also I take off my shoes because I'm afraid like I'm gonna hit, like my legs are gonna hit something. So whenever I'm on the roller coaster, like the like hanging leg ones,
that's what I mean. I feel like if you put your hands up, I'd be so scared. Like you definitely gotta hit the pole.
Yo, he's gonna hit, like when they do the swirly, like the upside down thing. He'll probably touch the railing on the top when you're going down because he's so fucking. His what is it called? Wingspan is so fucking large. Dude,
I definitely like crunch my legs up by the end of the roller coaster. My fucking like. What is it? Hip flexor or pelvis bone? Like I'm so.
Yo, damn, yo! I didn't know that you had to go through all those loops to ride a goddamn roller coaster.
I love them, but like, yo, sometimes it's scary, and especially if it's like one of those roller coasters where you're not fully secured and it's just like the one bar around your waist. I feel like half my body's just gonna fall off one way or the other. like just the top of my body has too much weight, so if I get thrusted one way, I'm just gonna fall through. Like the fucking, like my body weight's just not gonna be able to fucking hold the bar and just fucking run right through the bar or some shit.
Have you ever been able to take your parents on a roller coaster? Like, do they go?
My dad went. My dad went like to Hershey Park.
Are they like pretty like good about it? Or are they like get shit? Like, are they like just like shitting their pants?
My dad was pretty good about it, but my mom's just like, I think Lucky was talking about it the other day. They just sit around waiting for you. Yeah, and their own like I swear their only amusement during the whole day is to go outside of the fucking park to eat. With the ice cooler and shit with the rookies.
Facts, bro. Those Dippin' Dots.
That's the most embarrassing shit ever. Yeah, like sneaking food into like the amusement park. Like we would take like a stroller in, like a baby stroller. We don't got a baby. And just rock in there and like roti and like.
Yo, for real, we used to do that shit all the time too. My mom would wake up extra early, make like 6 paranthas, put some achar and get some dahi, and then we would go like we'll pack shit and we just like take it in, like we'll hide it somewhere. I don't know.
All right, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Brown Boy Chronicles. We are available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Check us out on Instagram at The Brown Boy Chronicles, and feel free to email us with any questions or stories. The email is brownboychronicles1@gmail.com. See you next time.